All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Asobi Asobase.
Yes.
Yes, we kind of know how to say it now, right?
But it's not Asobi
Asobase.
Asobase or whatever we were saying. It's Asobi Asobase.
Asobi Asobase.
Okay, we got it. We got this.
But yeah. First season, episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
We've got our trio of stooges. I mean, cute, dumb girls. I mean, just... waifus. They're
they have
wonderful.
their issues, and that's about it. Yeah. But they're great fun to watch.
Very great fun to watch.
And they have their own earnest conflicts within this crazy life that is high school.
Yes.
Yep.
Indeed. Indeed. And we're going to see them continue to explore the pastimes, if you will. These fun little games that they'll just do with each other, and maybe other characters in the school and what have you.
Yes.
But yes, I am living for these ridiculous faces and these ridiculous scenarios.
Oh yeah. They are prime stuff.
So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, and then come back here for the discussion. Oh my god.
More absurdist humor.
More absolute absurdist humor. Ridiculous dialogue. There wasn't as many crazy scenarios, though, which I liked, because it made the characters feel like they were more integral to making the humor happen, rather than an environmental thing that would show up.
I gotta say, of the 3 characters, indisputably for me, Hanako Honda is my favorite. She is so ridiculous. Like, she is so high-strung and cares so much about all these different things, and then at the same time can flip on a dime.
Completely.
Either
way.
Yep.
Because she is so desperately desiring to be popular.
Oh, yeah.
And yet she hates the popular kids so much for the fact that they're popular.
Right.
So it's like...
There's something both relatable and at the same time comedically sort of commentary, about the person that doesn't have, the natural things that people would shallowly find cool, looks or whatever, things like that. And then, of course, ends up very shallowly judging with, righteous fury all those people that got the things that they didn't. Damn you. Just hearing her internal thoughts, she's like, you're all sluts for trying to attract the boys with makeup. I don't do that because I'm better than all of you. It's like, okay.
Yes, I love what you're tapping into here, because it is basically the fact that all 3 of these girls are worst girls.
Yep.
It's the same effect that we had in Konosuba in a lot of ways, in that all the girls are primarily identified, and Kazuma too.
Yeah.
They're all primarily identified with their, degenerate, awful aspects of themselves. And then we just get to see that on full display, because there is no one that is free from the internal perspective.
Exactly.
Everyone gets some opportunity to showcase who they really are internally.
Yeah, right.
And oh my god.
And in this situation, I feel like in the case of Honda, it's something that is... certainly carries with it the most emotion generally, because with say Olivia
is trying to keep herself subdued for the most part.
She's trying to keep herself subdued, and it's still very much apparent when it shows up. Like, what did you get on your English test?
Just made a few mistakes. The slight eye to her left.
Just not looking her in the eye. Like that's great. I love it. It definitely communicates very effectively what her situation is.
Yeah.
And yet it lacks some of the wonderful color that we get. Panache, yes, that we get with Honda. Because, wow. Yep.
Oh my god. I love this show. I love this show so much.
One of the things that I like to sort of pick up on, it's not a hard, fast rule, but it's a pattern that I've noticed a lot of the time, is that the people that basically feel like they have to especially sort of stand up for themselves, right? Because they feel that they're deficient in some way, right?
Okay.
Whether it's the person that's say a guy that's really short, so he has to work out like crazy to make sure that he's hulked out to ridiculous levels, because otherwise how do I feel, manly and all that stuff, right? Because, I'm 5'4" or something, right? You know, or the person that is like really short, but then is constantly like yapping and stating their opinion and like wanting to make sure that it doesn't feel like anyone's slighting them or looking down on them with what they say, but it just feels like the chihuahua that's like constantly barking, you know? Like,
yes, that's Honda.
Like that's Honda.
That's
and
Honda.
I love it. It is so much fun to watch. It's not as fun to see in real life, but in an anime, it's great. It's wonderful.
I wouldn't hang out as much with Honda comparatively to the other girls.
Definitely not. That'd be exhausting.
Oh, it'd be exhausting.
But
hey, I love the fact that these girls are also violently different. Like, we get to see multiple times in this episode the things that make them completely different, and it has nothing to do with the knowledge that that they've attained over the years and stuff. It's the things that they're willing to do in order to make their desires happen, and we got to see that in like many of the skits here. I loved basically Honda freaking out about the card specifically, like there's being this really rare card, but then she's like, I'll pay you 143 yen for it. It's like, wait a minute. Like,
I'm pretty sure that was all the money that she had on her at the moment. So she's like, I'll give you whatever I have. Really not much.
Right. But which of these girls was wealthy again?
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
That's true.
So she's being like super cheap with the card, even though she probably has access to tons of money.
That is a really good point.
So it's like, wait a minute, are these jokes like really trying to poke like lots of holes into these characters in their own motivations? Not that they make no sense, but they themselves aren't necessarily buying what they're selling,
I think it gets at how petty Honda is.
Sure.
Because she's like, you don't care about it. It's just a scrap of paper to you, so give it to me, right?
Right.
Like, oh man.
I think Honda was kind of the standout MVP of this episode, because then there was why don't you ask me that? And then she's like, oh, of course she'd say yes, because Olivia's stupid. Like,
right.
And then it's just, I had a feeling since partway through episode 1, but I stuck around in the most
chibi baby face,
and just totally breaking the fourth wall. That was wonderful. Probably one of the better moments. Also, in these transition cards here, they seem to show them in a lot more of a mature drawing style. And I thought that was something that was rather funny, because then it's like, wait, are they being drawn this way because they're, just going to get older eventually and they'll start, taking care of themselves more? Or is this just like, hey, here's a different, manga artist drawing style that we get to do here? But the whole thing with the makeup, every bit with of the makeup,
faces and everything, like,
and then the teacher,
my God.
the teacher, she was, my God, I just looked at her face and I'm like, I can't. Well, I can't take. Oh my.
The other thing that I'm wondering is, because, like, say Honda's faces, right, are not literal faces. Her face doesn't actually look like that, right? But it's a artistic representation, right? It's showing her insides at that moment.
Yes.
Now, that makes me wonder, does the teacher actually look like that? Or is that just how Honda sees her?
Well, I would say specifically, unless it's over dramatized at a
to the point of like not able to happen.
Like they do that with the mouths and the eyes at some points, but I would say in shots like this specifically, where we get to see her like asking a question, no, there's nothing specifically like drawn differently. So I would say no, that's what her face looks like. But then we have moments like this where you see the eye is just a big black circle. It's rather simple there.
Yep.
But the whole witch trial bit where she's like completely revealing her own hypocrisy, and that she's
definitely.
like, yes, we will now burn you for being such a sinner, and then at this point, which is one of the things that I find funny. Here's, I think, one of the reasons why Sluts at that point was censored is because she's speaking it out loud actually to someone else. But when it's her own internal thoughts, she doesn't censor it, because it's like, no one else is hearing this.
Right, exactly.
But then when she says it, then it becomes censored. That was That was wonderful. I also loved that Olivia basically tapped into some like big brain genius in this whole skit by like hiding her stuff in the back of her shirt. Sure. But then also convincing Honda that no, this is actually a really genius idea because we have to deal with the fact that we're expected to wear makeup in the workforce.
And yet somehow we're not supposed to wear makeup at school.
Yeah, that's just stupid, right? So she's like, no, I'm going to secretly practice, and I'll get so good at it to the point where even when, maybe it's, specific times where it's like spring break or, which she said not enough time to practice, I'll just be wearing makeup and they won't notice. Like they won't even notice.
Which, let's be real, that's kind of how you want makeup to be in the first place, right?
In some ways, that's probably where like because I don't know much about makeup, but like that's probably where the majority of the focus is with makeup is just to make it look natural, even though it's not. But the idea that then if you were to go any more beyond that, that's when you're just basically so expert at the natural stuff that you can then blend in the other things, and people go, well, obviously that's makeup, but it still looks really good
with it or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It's art, basically.
And then there's the whole thing with the so Honda trying to understand the makeup and everything was hilarious. I love it. Right. As a guy and not knowing anything about how makeup works, that was great. But then Olivia not knowing really how to do it either, and trying to put it on Honda, and it not working very well. No. Or rather, it works very well to make it look like Honda just got beat up.
By these two girls specifically because of the angle they're looking at.
Yep. It was even on the left side of the face, so if they're right-handed, that's where it would be.
That's true. I also really love when she's all like, oh, don't worry, you're fine. Now, Nova, hurry up and finish that mochi ice cream.
Yeah, and it's
which is the brush that she was holding when she walked in there. So she, straight-laced and uptight, has not used makeup. And I think the point of why her face was drawn that way is specifically because she doesn't wear makeup, Jacob. In that maybe she could use a little bit.
Well, and that also makes it rather interesting because somehow she's confiscating makeup from girls in school when she doesn't even know what the tools look like.
Ooh, quite draconian. Yes. But
who knows? Maybe it wasn't even makeup. It's like, no, this isn't makeup. No, shut up and give that to me.
Yeah, exactly. Like the fan club fan book or what have you for the card game that she had.
Well, I mean, I think that was just like a only school books allowed.
Right.
While you're in school, kind of
distract you.
Right. But oh man, and then the tennis game and the extreme level of fanaticism, right? Where she actually gets these things custom made.
Well, she's rich again.
Right, remember? Yeah, so right.
She can get stupid stuff like this.
Right, yes, that's right. I forgot about that. Puts it on both sides for some reason, and then thinks she's going to play tennis with it.
Even though you're already not using a tennis racket.
Right, so you're already handicapped. So oh my god.
And then the idea that when she then realizes that the nose breaks the ball, which I have never seen a tennis ball break.
Although they did specifically say softball tennis, so maybe it's a different kind of...
Right, they're those kind of rubber ones that are a little bit more kickballs, how they're big?
Right,
What if it's a small kickball,
basically? Probably something like that.
But then also the Kasumi part where she's like, never mind, I got this. I'm good at physics.
Calculate the, parabolic trajectory and blah, blah, blah,
and then just... And she just kind of falls over and it looks like her legs basically broke. Well, and she just kind of
So no, that is one of the most embarrassing ways to slip or fall, where basically
your legs kind of
Well, because there's the one where you step on something that's not sturdy and you go ass over tea kettle, heels to Jesus. You just kind of just straight into the air.
Just protect the back of your head.
Just protect the back of your head.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
But that has a spectacular aspect to it, where it's like, whoa, boom.
Right. It's impressive, if you will. There's a lot of motion involved.
Exactly. At that point, people at least are like, might be like, are you okay? And haha, that's funny, Right. But in this situation, it's just
pathetic.
Absolutely pathetic. Like you just almost want to do like a walk of shame after that, of just like, okay, that was awful. So the fact that happened,
yes, it's too
perfect.
Good.
Because like with the way it's set up, it's like, okay, obviously this isn't quite going to work, but how is it not going to work?
Exactly.
And because of how extreme all the buildup was, I was expecting sort of an extreme time for the other shoe to drop,
Yes.
But instead, it was just it was nothing. It's just, all right, no, yeah, that's it.
But the sound she made, like just, quickly, like put your headphones on and like listen to this again. It's just so funny. She's just like that. The acceleration, the gravity, the drag, everything. All these factors determine the Powell's parabolic trajectory. Now. It's just. And Olivia's just like, I don't know what just happened behind me, but I don't want to look. Just
I feel like there's a pitiful creature back there, and if I look at it,
but my calculation was impeccable. Sure, yeah, okay.
It's okay, I believe.
I believe.
It's like that trying to like hold on to your pride, what little pride you have left. No.
And then the biggest brain maneuver that the girls did by playing dirty was, then you're gonna play seriously now? Then I guess we'll just give up. The mixer afterwards is gonna suck if I sweat anymore. Which they just did a 2 birds, 1 stone thing. They insulted her by how they're gonna go to the mixer and enjoy themselves.
Right.
But you are going to be forced to now join back the tennis club because you beat us at the game. Oh, wait, no.
It's the other way.
Oh, no, it's the other way.
No, it's the ultimate way of saying, we don't want you back. Fine.
No, you're right.
Like,
sorry.
If you want to get your revenge on us or whatever, that's cool. We don't want to be here anyways trying to play this stupid game with you. We're going to go talk to popular cute boys and have a great time.
Right.
And it's just... What is my life right now? I can't do anything right,
Right. I'm sorry. I mixed it up. Exactly. Because then the sensei is like,
she was really good.
We could have had this. Yeah. It would have worked. And it's just like, nope. You got played.
Bye.
Yeah. They have
it was nice playing with you.
Oh my God. Every time also we get to the ED, it gets even better.
Yep. It really does.
It really does. Better.
Whoever had the idea to do that ED for this show,
juxtaposed against the OP.
Oh my God, you're a genius.
You are a genius.
That is incredible.
Right.
Absolutely incredible.
Because they commission these things.
I believe so.
Almost always.
Mm-hmm.
It can sometimes be an existing song that they then basically get the rights to. But the idea
and the visuals that go with the
visuals
song,
that go with each one.
Oh man.
You think like, the OP. That makes sense. High school girls. Well, junior high school girls, but they're having a great time and it's wonderful. Then you have the ED and you think, okay, you think what you think about it. But
darkness then if you put and light and messy and...
but I'm meaning independently. But then when they're in the same show, then you think...
High school is truly terrifying.
What? It truly is. Oh my God. So that's the show. That's the second episode. It's just continuing on in its greatness and its horrificness. Also, I gotta say, the little just bit that they had where they're trying to think about a game to play because they're bored, and they bring up the Kendama thing, and then freaking Honda is like an expert at it.
That game is so infuriating.
But I gotta say, the only one of these that I'm actually good at in terms of actually being able to do is the one that was like high. The one where you throw it up and you catch it like that.
You can get that one?
No, that's the only one I've ever gotten. But then did you see all these other ones that
she did one where she did it in reverse holding the ball.
Yeah, she's holding the ball here.
Like,
that's the airplane or something.
How?
High, that's the regular one, I would say. And then there's high noon. You see that where she flips it?
Wait, what?
Yeah, exactly. There's high. What? Exactly. You're like,
like, yeah, if you're bored enough that you've been able to do that to perfection,
Right.
You are at a whole new realm of bored.
Yes.
Because those things are just suffering.
Yeah,
they're suffering and frustration.
Willful suffering.
Yep.
Yeah. Suffering. That's what I was. I just combined in my head frustrating and suffering into one word.
Yeah, suffering. I like it. Mm-hmm. Well, suffocating.
Suffocating. Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nope.
Guys, this show it just does a number on me. It's so good. But if you want to see the next episode's reaction discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reaction there, and all this comes with Discord access. So you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and you can also talk with Jacob about the sci-fi novel that he wrote.
Yes, I have a sci-fi novel that I wrote. It's really cool. It's called Battle Lines, and it is on Amazon. If you're interested, link in the description down below.
Yes, so if any of that interests you, we'll see it there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.